that we know going in, Larry.
Sure, the Decade right now going to take on them boys, the Briscoes. The Decade of Roderick Strong and BJ Whitmer.
And Roderick Strong.
Yeah, I mean, this is one match that we knew going in tonight was set on paper. Strong and Whitmer representing the Decade against them boys. Very, very physical matchup. And after everything that we have seen so far at Aftershock, you gotta believe this is going to be it. Tag team war at best in the world turned into no disqualification carnage. Superplexed by Jay Briscoe of Matt Hardy off a 20-foot ladder through a table in the ring.
Out of control, Kevin. Out of control action at best in the world. Remember, order the replay right now. Video on demand, ROHWrestling.com. And while you're there, take a look at some of that fantastic merch, like the shirt, the Keep Calm and Man Up shirt that Mark is sporting right now during this contest.
Paul Turner with the unenviable task of trying to keep this in line. Darius Thomas, the young boy who's following the teachings of the veteran Decade.
You know, it's so disrespectful, Kevin. Young boy, you know, I know what that term means. And to Darius Thomas, he's a man.
Well, he sure is, and so's Adam Page. And again, both Thomas and Page feel that this is the best move for them to make in their careers at this time. And, you know, I can't sit in judgment of anybody. All I can say is it's not the most popular decision in the world, and we'll have to wait to see whether it works out. But you know, if Carino was here, he'd have a lot of unflattering things to say about BJ Whitmer.
You know, BJ Whitmer, one of the finest looking athletes in all of Ring of Honor Wrestling, if you ask me. And his partner, Roderick Strong, he's no slouch either. Look at these two clean-shaven models of what a wrestler should look like. And then, on the other hand, you have Jay and Mark, the Briscoes.
Probably the antithesis of that, exactly right.
I mean, they look like they just stepped out of a swamp somewhere, and believe me, the action that they bring in that ring.
Well, there is no doubt about it. They are one of the greats of all time. The 8-time tag team champions here in Ring of Honor. And a lot of folks proclaiming, myself included, War Machine as the next top contenders for Red Dragon, but you can never sleep on the Briscoes when it comes to the tag team gold.
Not at all, Kevin. But they're in there with Roderick Strong, former Ring of Honor World Champion. As I said before, he and BJ Whitmer.
Well, now, without benefit of a tag, Whitmer illegally coming in from behind.
Well, sometimes you got to get him where you fit in, Kevin. You know, I'm not going to be mad at BJ Whitmer for that, not after the way that I've seen the Briscoes handle their business.
Well, these four men, they haven't always been rivals. They have spent a lot of time drinking a lot of beer together, and they have fought with each other before while drinking a lot of beer together. All four, we can say, are at least reasonably sober for this one here tonight. Although Mark, we're never quite sure.
Oh, and signs of the first redneck kung fu in this contest. Those thrusts right to the throat. Palm strikes. And Whitmer knows better than to tangle with that. Superb agility. And Mark Briscoe just chopping him down to size.
Tag to Big Brother Jay, who still wants his possession back. He still wants that title belt that Matt Hardy wore throughout the six-man matchup we saw earlier on, and Maria Kanellis took back with her at the conclusion of that match. Jay still believes that's his possession, and he wants it back in the worst way.
You know, ever since Supercard of Honor 8, Kevin, Jay's just had a wild look in his eyes, wilder than normal, I'd say, and who knows what the future will hold for the likes of Jay Briscoe here in ROH.
To the back of the neck of BJ Whitmer. Mark with the cover. Just north of a 1, south of a 2, and Whitmer was able to kick out.
Whitmer, basically the workhorse of this contest early on in regards to the decade. Quick tags by the Briscoes.
It's fine. He wanted to come in without benefit of the tag. Maybe he could stay along for a little while.
And Roderick Strong ready to get in there, and
all I know is that BJ Whitmer has been trying to provoke Steve Corino into a fight.
you know, Kevin, I saw at Best in the World they actually had a physical altercation at ringside.
Completely 100% by BJ Whitmer, who basically took a swipe at Corino from behind as Corino was talking. And again, this is Corino at this point of his career as an announcer. I enjoy having you here, don't get me wrong, Larry, we're great friends. I really enjoy working with Steve Corino. I want to see him continue to announce. I don't want to see him wrestle.
Well, if he continues to antagonize the likes of BJ Whitmer consistently, you may see him do a little bit more than just wrestle Kevin Steen in his final match here in Ring of Honor. Bargain basement dropkick right to the mush of Whitmer. And more redneck kung fu served up.
Whitmer reverses, follows in, chop to the head for his troubles. Chop from the top there from Mark Briscoe. It's looking good for them boys.
Innovative offense, just propelling himself through the top and middle ropes and delivering that knee strike.
Shades of Cactus Jack coming up, no, because Roderick Strong with the enziguri to the back of the skull of Mark Briscoe. And now dragging him all the way over to the decade side of the ring to run him into the barricade.
Smart wrestling there.
Smart wrestling?
Well, isolating the man and keeping him in your corner, more or less. It's a strategy.
Strategery, I see your point of view. And there's Whitmer pleading innocence. Legal tag. Listen, if Whitmer and Strong decide to keep it all legal, break no rules at all, if they made that their vow, Larry, I guarantee you they could out-wrestle just about every team in the world today. They're both that good. They don't need to stretch the rules. They don't need to keep up this agenda of haunting these young men like Tadarius Thomas and Adam Page and others. They don't need to be the bullies like they have been.
Well, they have a statement to make, Kevin. I mean, you know, they've been watching the locker room of Ring of Honor for 10 straight years. They are the watchers.
And it continues to get better and better and better, with them playing a huge integral part of that. I don't know what more they want.
Well, Kevin, sometimes in this life when there's something that you want and someone else has it, you got to take it. And
so maybe it is a little bit of jealousy and the bitter pill of the fact that, you know, so many young guys are coming in now to Ring of Honor, 23, 24, 25 years old with their best days ahead of them. Roddy's 30, BJ's north of 30. You know, wrestling careers a lot of times, yeah, some guys can go into their 40s, but I mean, those are few and far between when you think about it historically. Up and down with the suplex. Roderick Strong, as good as it gets. 2 count on Mark Briscoe. Back to the amateur roots. Mark trying to fight his way out of it, but he's wide open here with the tag to BJ Whitmer. Knockdown on Mark Briscoe. Leg hook center of the ring. 2 count only again.
Kevin, just look at the attire of Mark Briscoe. Shredded up, army fatigues, those snakeskin boots. Looks like he just came from right off of the chicken farm.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. They worked in the field this morning, took care of the chickens, made sure Big Man was happy, then got on a flight to Minneapolis.
Ain't it the life?
From behind, Roderick Strong, you saw him snatch down Mark Briscoe by his hair. Referee never saw it. I mean, are you sitting in judgment of somebody like Mark Briscoe?
Well, you know, I mean, just the juxtaposition, if you will, of the athletes in the decade and the Briscoes. It's blaring, and at the end of the day, looks don't mean much, but I like what I see in the corner of the decade.
Well, again, they are definitely, you know, a bipolar look, if you will. Great drop kick from Roderick Strong. Doesn't matter what you look like when you wrestle that good. Man, it says something. They've got Mark Briscoe in their half of the ring. Another tag, another opportunity for BJ Whitmer to strike Mark wide open.
Get off! Let go! Damn it, boy.
Mark's going to have to fight his way out of this corner by any means, and he makes the tag.
Jay comes in with shots for Roddy and for BJ.
Jay moving like a locomotion.
Backdrop on Strong.
Big time forearm shot. What's this gonna be?
Neckbreaker on BJ Whitmer. Hooks the near leg, 2. Whitmer too tough though, kicks out at 2. Already seen the Briscoes strike as a part of our 6-man what was main event, turned into our opening match. Jay Briscoe hitting the Jay Driller on now former world champion Adam Cole. Series of standing switches. Great rotation on the power slam, but the buzzsaw 2 count only.
Snap that power slam right off. Puts Jay down. And could the decade be back in control that quickly? A lot more fight left in Jay Briscoe, it would appear. But BJ Whitmer and Roderick Strong. Tandem offense here.
Well, Mark Briscoe had absorbed so much, he's unable to come in and help his brother out. And they're ignoring the referee in his 5 count. Cover. Mark finally able to get a hold of BJ, drag him outside. Even up this fight a little bit.
Oh, just face washing it. Right up against that ROH barricade. Jay able to get out of the fireman's carry with a few elbows.
Thinking about that double knee gutbuster. Death Valley driver though from Briscoe on the counter. No sir, former world champ Roddy Strong kicks out at 2.
You saw Roddy's arm stiffen up there. Probably a twinge of pain shooting down the neck after that Death Valley driver.
Angel McGinnis has described just some of the pain that you feel when you take these various moves, and pain, fire shooting down your arms, your extremities from a move like the Death Valley driver. No thanks. Jay Driller coming up.
And that certainly would have spelled defeat for the team of the decade if Jay would be able to hit that. Oh, and they're just trading blows now, Kevin. Jay answering with Yakuza kicks. Roddy, a trifecta.
Jumping knee strike from Roderick Strong. There it is, 3rd time's the charm, double knee gutbuster, head of steam, sick kick. Sit kick from Roderick Strong. This'll do it, but Mark in to break it up.
All trying to get some control here. Telling Mark to get out. TD over there to check on his mentor, DJ Whitmer. I think Roddy's looking to put this one away, Kevin.
Over the top, slip around, hang on. Double underhook, Jay Driller. Whitmer trying to get back in. Can't do it, 3 count. Briscoes are your winner.
Your winners of the match, Briscoes Brothers.
Let's take another look, Larry.
Just dropping him right on the top of his dome. Roderick Strong out like a light. Mark where he needs to be. There's the 3 count. Oh, wait a minute.
Well, while we were showing the replay, BJ now started by saying how he blamed TD for the loss, said it was his fault. Basically wants to provoke the young boy into giving him a shot now.
And now TD.
Well, wait a minute. The Briscoes were coming to Darius's aid. And on instruction from the Decade, Darius goes after Mark. That lets the Decade to go after the Briscoes. Come on.
Wow, TD, your character is far greater than what the Decade is pulling out of you, but like you said, Kevin, I guess he feels he needs to. This is the path he needs to take to reach success here in ROH. And chagrin written all over the faces of the Briscoes there, doing the right thing, standing up for TD, and he goes and stabs him right in the back. All in the name of the Decade.